Good afternoon, everybody. Glad you're here. So happy Sunday. I wanted to talk really quick. It won't be long. I wanted to talk really quick about something that I think is vitally important. Okay. One of the biggest pressures that I think we put on ourselves is getting into a relationship, getting into a love affair that we can really enjoy and truly be ourself. That is our biggest, usually our biggest goal. Outside of being our biggest goal, it's definitely something that we love enjoying the most. I think out of all relationships, we usually desire the most to be in a love affair. Um, and I think that's fine and that's well. However, I wanted to talk about something that I don't think we do enough of. And the first thing is we don't do enough telling the truth to ourselves. And the reason I think we have a tendency not to tell ourselves the truth is because, hold on, now stick with me. The reason we tend to not tell ourselves the truth is because we kind of like to just pacify ourselves, or we like to make nice with ourselves. We definitely not like to not own our own stuff. We don't like to be accountable for certain things. We like to hold back certain flaws in our own personalities, and I get it. That's true. It is what it is. But I want you to consider learning how to tell yourself the truth. And the number one thing to work on telling yourself the truth about is how you are feeling inside. The reason why I say the better you get at telling you the truth about how you truly feel, the better you will be at expressing it to your family, to your friends, to your lover, to your, you know, associates, coworkers, all of that. When you're able to express to yourself, you know what, I'm feeling this today. You know what, I'm having some disheartening sadness on the inside today. Or, I feel really lost today. Be more willing to be more open to yourself about what it is you really are feeling. Here's why. Follow me. When you really truly start telling yourself the truth, you're going to be able to convey the truth to your lover, and your relationships get more rich when you're able to tell the truth. Here's what I learned, even as a mom, full time mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm a full time mom. I mean, I got a teenager as a son, I got an adult daughter, I have a grandson. I'm a busy mother. But one of the things that I had to work on was being honest with me about me. Let me explain something to you. I think it's very important. Telling yourself the truth is one of the best ways that you can love yourself. It is self loving at the best. I'm talking about at the best ability. Because when you tell yourself the truth about how you're feeling, what's going on inside, and you own it, then you're able to explain, okay, I've gone through some things and I don't really know how to deal with this. So, how am I supposed to express where I'm at or how I feel with someone I'm involved with in a relationship with if I don't really know how to cope and express it to the best of my ability? And I think the better we get at journaling, writing it out, talking to ourselves about how we feel, the better we'll have more expression with a love affair, with our children, with our, you know what I'm saying, with our family. We'll do better when we're more open and honest about what's really going on inside. We can't keep fumbling and saying we're good when we're really not. Here's what's true. In love affairs, when I'm coaching clients, the biggest thing that I'm showing that keeps showing up in these counseling sessions that I'm dealing with, a lot of times there's not a true honesty going on in the inside of them to themselves. So when their lover is explaining to them, this is what's going on with me, the other person can't relate because they don't know how to tell themselves the truth. So now I'm working with clients and explaining to them it is extremely important that you start paying attention to how you feel on the inside. And then once you talk about it, then you'll be able to express, hey, this is where I'm at. If I can figure out how to approach my lover and give my lover the truth, then I guess I'll end up having a more fulfilling relationship. Problem is, we have a hard time telling someone the truth because the first person we need to tell the truth to is ourselves. Here's how we can figure out how to improve that. Let me help you first. Let's baby step this. For instance, I'll use me. I'll put myself on the front burner. It's fine. I don't care. I'll use me as an example. So in my relationships in the beginning, before I started to get really headstrong about learning how to um, be more open about being more honest in my relationships, what I started doing was I decided, hey, maybe what I should do is come to terms with the fact that I'm a little crazy when it comes to relationships. I'm a little suffocating. I don't like to share. Oh my goodness. So, what am I going to do about this? Well, that's fine. It wasn't fine, but that was my truth. But I first had to own the truth with me first in order to explain it to my lover. I couldn't explain it to him if I didn't know how to explain it to myself. Girl, you are suffocating. You don't let your lovers breathe. You want to have all the answers. You don't want to share. You don't want this. You don't want that. And that's fine, but it's not fine. You need to be open and honest with you about what's going on inside. So then I had to deep dive in my insecurities. That is not easy. Looking inside myself and understanding, you know what? I have some past hurts I didn't work on. I didn't figure out. I didn't learn how to create a better way to improve it. So now I'm thinking this might work better if I start to be open and honest with me. So once I did that, I started to be like, okay, now that I'm open and honest with myself, now I can explain it to my lover. So I said, hey, look, I'm working on me to improve me. I want you to have a better experience in this relationship with me. I want you to more or less enjoy being in this relationship versus feeling like you're suffocating. I want you to feel like you're enjoying our relationship. So with that said, with that, I want you to allow me to be honest with you about some of the things that I am working on inside myself. And so I became very vulnerable. That is not easy. Vulnerability, that's tough. It was extremely tough. It was hard for me to get to that point where I could be honest and open about the fact that I had some insecurities, that I was a little territorial. Not a little, very territorial. I didn't like to share. I didn't. So after I came to terms with the fact that I expressed it to myself first, and then I was able to share it with my lover and explain to him why I was the way I was and how I'm trying to work on that to be better. Um, I had to make some really huge changes. And in order to do that, it takes a lot of work. But but it's worth it because I think as we learn how to be honest with self, we can improve learning how to be with each other. The best way, I'm giving this to you very, 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 very raw. The best way to have the best relationships is when you truly become honest with you about your flaws, about what you need to work on, and then be open and honest about if you follow through with how you're trying to improve those things. Here's another thing about self-loving. We can say we love ourselves, but do we? A lot of times we're pretty messed up on getting so submerged into being fixated on certain things. If you know in your spirit certain things are going to bother you, why do you keep allowing yourself to think up those things or to allow certain things to happen? Here's one thing I've been doing, something I would love for you guys to do also, maybe consider. When you get a bill in the mail, just a bill, I'm just saying, you get a bill in the mail, okay? Just say a creditor that you just don't appreciate having to pay every month, as an example. We'll just use the electric bill. You get that electric bill every month, that is very agitating. Learn to come up with a way to structure when you will allow yourself to take on a certain bill or a certain phone call or a certain presence being that is in your presence. Learn to be ahead of that, because when you're on top of that, you're not just a victim of just whatever comes your way. You're more in control. So now you're able to feel much more in control of your life, because certain bills, certain phone calls, certain people can all infringe upon you a certain energy that maybe you don't like. But again, we must be more ahead of the game in learning, well, I don't have to have this kind of energy in my life. I actually can change it. I can actually change it to where I am not available and be okay with that. Or I'm only available at said times and be okay with that. Here's what we don't tend to do. We don't tend to be truthful with self, so we don't know what is comfortable for us. We have to be honest. What am I okay with? What in my spirit is okay when I have certain things going on in my life? Only I know that. Only I can be okay in it. But I have to make sure that if I am going to pay attention, then I need to make sure that these certain things are okay. And then I also need to know these certain things are not. So again, I'm in control. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. So again, be ahead of even the mail that comes in your mailbox. You don't always have to open the mail as soon as it comes in. Certain mail energy I won't open when it comes in my mailbox. I don't. I'll see that mail. I'll be like, not today. I'll get a phone call and I know who that is. Not today. Today is not the day that I'm going to be able to be okay with that energy. And so when we have these conversations with self, we become more open and honest with others. When we're honest with us, within self, we're actually better in our friendships, in our sisterhoods, in our parenting, in our work, careers, all of that, in our businesses. We're much more vibrant. We're much more present, because we're not feeling like, oh, I have to put on this air or put on this fake side of me so that I can get through the day. No, I won't. And you shouldn't either. When you learn to tell yourself the truth and you learn to build into yourself your own honesty, you will find that no matter what, my love, your relationships are going to be much more fruitful, much more solid. You're going to have more integrity in them because you can be who you are. And you can learn that this particular way to which you do things, like I explained, to telling yourself the truth, will actually help every single facet of your life. Trust me. I'm Coach Carla Nicole. Call me at 844-594-7366 extension 0 to set up your appointment with me. I will help you to improve your life. It's not hard. It just requires some serious dedication to you. Get serious about telling yourself the truth. It's not hard. You just have to learn to become it. We have to change how we see things. We have to change how we do things. And then we have to make sure that when I tell myself I'm going to do something, I stick to it. I have to build my integrity with myself first, or I'm not going to have the greatest integrity with my friends, with my coworkers, with my customers. I'm not going to be good with my clients. I'm not going to be good or high in integrity if I'm not high in integrity and solid with me. I got to start with me first. And if I do, and I show that I'm doing well with following through with what I say I'm going to do, then I'll be a dynamic person on making sure that I'm taking care of what I need to take care of. Again, it's not easy, but it's something that needs to be done. And as long as you stick to it, as long as you stay focused on improving it, you'll notice that your love for you, it just gets better and better and better. And then after you start to get more solid in love with yourself, the love that you have with your lover, your children, your friends, your coworkers, your customers, man, it's going to be undeniable, and it's just going to keep getting better. So I want you to think about that. Make sure you share this video because a lot of people don't know how to tell themselves the truth. They don't. They have a hard time with that. They just don't know how to do it. I'm going to tell more about this. It's not going to be today, but I'm going to go live again, and I'm going to share some more about how we can improve making sure that we tell ourselves the truth. It is a self-love act. There's actions to loving you. It's not just saying I love myself. No, there's actions, several of them. I have 1 through 9, and now I'm just now adding new ones. And this one, my love, is a new one. Telling yourself the truth is a self-love act. It's an action. You can follow me. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel, share this video. I'm out of here, guys. I hope somebody today. It's your coach, Carla Nicole. I'm signing off, guys. Best kept.